Beings, welcome to the blessing of our center. We are here at the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living, a temple of transformation, a cathedral of kindness, and here we are. I am Reverend Bonnie Rose. It is so good to see you today and good to see our online folks as well. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer. I'm having a wardrobe malfunction, so I'm going to go back there and I'll be back. Okay.
Woohoo. Oh, there I am. Now everybody's going to be watching what she's doing. All right. I'll have to. Like Reverend Bonnie said, I'm Reverend Jennifer, and I'm going to run through the announcements. The announcements were played on the PowerPoint before service a few minutes ago, and everything that I say will be on our website at www.venturacsl.org. We're also pretty active on Facebook, and then this service and every service is live streamed on Facebook, it's live streamed on YouTube, and it's live streamed on our website, which is the www.venturacsl.org. So if you'd like to share something about the service later, or you want to go back and revisit it, you can find all of it on those places. If you are new to our center, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Welcome home, all of those things. If you have any questions, we have ambassadors. They have teal stoles on, and they're probably in the foyer greeting people. Can the ambassadors stand up? She doesn't have a teal stole on, but this is Kim and Mark, and Jeanette in the back. So, if you have any questions, those are our extroverts in the crowd, so go talk to them. If you have any questions, also you can always approach me or Reverend Bonnie or anybody who just has a smile on their face. They'll probably be happy to tell you all about our center. Coming up in this next week, we've got on Wednesday, we have a discussion group that meets on the third Wednesdays. The discussion group is Science and Spirituality. That's not the right slide. And this is Wednesday, May 15th. They meet from 6:30 to 8 p.m. They're going to talk. They have kind of some ideas of what they're going to talk about, but who knows what's going to happen with the group when you get a group of people that are really excited and passionate about where science and where spirituality meet and overlap. The next thing we have this week is the VSAC. Okay, I've got a thumbs up from David. I'm getting closer on the pronunciation. This year's VSOC service title is The Taste of Liberation. This is the celebration of Buddha's birth, awakening, and final passing. It's going to be facilitated by David Kerrigan, where we will have meditation, chanting, and inspiration for living in the world today. That's Saturday, May 18th at 10 a.m. to 11:30 here in the sanctuary. Coming up class, we have Heartivism Part 2. I want to say Part 2, like that old movie from the 80s. But Reverend Bonnie's teaching this class in person and on Zoom. The in-person class is Thursdays, May 23rd, and on Zoom is Fridays, May 24th. You didn't have to take Heartivism Part 1 to enjoy Heartivism Part 2. So let's see. Let us continue to gently co-create a world that works for all, taught by Reverend Bonnie, priceless pricing, and details in the social hall and on our website. Another thing that's coming up in June is the new membership class, which is going to be facilitated by me and Reverend Bonnie. That is going to be Sunday, June 9th from noon to 1. And so right after service, we'll probably meet downstairs, and it's more of a getting to know you, hear what brings you here to the center, and answer any questions you might have, in-depth questions. The other thing that's coming up is Music is Spiritual Practice. This is a workshop on June 15th from 1:30 to 5 p.m. and it's taught by the wonderful, amazing Mary Kerrigan. Through the use of music, participants will be encouraged to develop an ongoing practice of transformational growth, and it is priceless pricing as well. If you even if it is your first day, if you want to find a place to volunteer your time, this is a great place. We're going to be having a Church Appreciation Day coming up, Building Appreciation Day coming up in August, so keep your ears out or open for that. And if you'd like to help clean up after hospitality and everything, that's awesome too. So speaking of hospitality, after service, we have hospitality back behind here. So there's coffee, tea, hot chocolate, I don't know. I think I saw some cookies. I think I smelled some cookies in there. So if you want to have social hour, there's social hour after service. And then there's also an opportunity to pray with practitioners, and I'll talk about that at the end of service. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Sunday service. Thank you.
I'm all better, yeah. It was just a microphone thing, okay? It's just, okay. Susie, come on up. Yeah.
Good morning. I'd love to have all the youth come forward, come sit up here with us. I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
All you nurturers out there. Hi. Sit down. Okay, I'm going to do two things today.
Come on.
One, I'm going to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day.
Up here.
Tell you something I noticed.
Good job.
If you look at Mom with a new perspective, it's wow.
Oh.
Yeah, right? So today, we didn't get an opportunity last week to finish our Have You Filled Your Bucket today. So if you were here, I want to review real quickly and just finish up with that. I'm going to sit down here with the kids. I believe there's a video so that you can see the pages behind. So thank you, Jennifer. And I'm going to sit right down here. And try not to follow the step, but if I do, I meant to do it. All right. Have you filled your bucket today? If you were here last week, you remember we talked about a bucket being an invisible container that we all carry with us every day, all the time. We carry it around all through our day, through our evening. Everyone has one. Every member of your family has a bucket. Your friends, your neighbors, they all have buckets. It has one purpose: to hold your good thoughts, your good feelings about yourself. You feel happy and good when your bucket is full. Sometimes you feel kind of sad and lonely when your bucket is empty, and other people feel the same way too. It is great to have a full bucket. Other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So, how do you fill your bucket? You fill it when you show love, when you say something kind, or even when you just share a smile. And that's being a bucket filler. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things for others. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. Is that showing up there because I'm looking here?
It is sometimes.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
That's okay. I moved ahead quickly. I'm on page 14. We didn't rehearse. All right. Thank you back there. Now, you can dip into a bucket and take out good feelings. And sometimes, without meaning to, we do that. You could dip into a bucket. You might make fun of one or offend someone, not on purpose. Or as we're learning, sometimes it is on purpose. If you say something unkind, if you ignore someone, that can be bucket dipping. Sometimes when children are bullying each other or hurting each other as they're learning, it can dip into someone's bucket. So when you hurt someone, you dip into their bucket, and that dips into your bucket too. The more you fill someone else's bucket, the more full your own bucket it becomes. So all day long, we're either filling our bucket or dipping into it, because we can dip right into our own bucket as well if we're having unkind thoughts about ourselves. So just try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your family, so why not tell them? Fill your bucket. Your caring words can fill their bucket as well as your own. Can you hold my mic for me? Thank you. Hi. This is Kennedy. We're so glad she's back. Yay. Want to hold that for me? Okay. So just watch for smiles to light up faces, and then you're going to feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you filled somebody's bucket. And if you practice, you can become a great bucket filler. Just remember, everyone carries an invisible bucket. So think about what you can say or do to fill it. So here's some ideas. You can smile and say hi to the bus driver. They have a bucket too. The IRS man or woman has a bucket too. You can invite a new kid at school to play with you. Oh, nicely done. You could write a thank you note for your teacher. You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him. Oh, there are so many ways to fill a bucket.
I like this book.
My bucket is very full right now because that tech team is amazing, and Reverend Jen is amazing, and that is so wonderful to have that, so thank you. Bucket filling is fun, it's easy to do, it doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. When you are a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, your neighborhood, your church, your community a better place. Bucket filling makes everybody feel good. So, why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start every day by saying to yourself, I'm going to fill somebody's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. That is the life of a bucket filler. And that's you. What do we say? The end. The end.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Thanks, you guys, and thank you, Susie. See you later. Thank you, Jessica. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, that's okay. So Vicky's our practitioner today. She's going to lead us in prayer.
Practitioners, ministers standing in this loving presence of being here together. I invite everybody to breathe in and remember the mothering love, and remember the gift that it is to be born and to be here. And take a moment to feel and see all of the loving beings in your life, friends, sisters, brothers, ministers, teachers, children. There is always an opportunity to be the light, to be kind, to offer a sacred space that allows freedom and creativity and yet safety to be our authentic, true, loving selves. And so I know that this present is God, and God is love. And this presence flows through me and each and every one of us here today and everywhere in the universe. And so I am so grateful to know that this service is blessed. And I am absolutely grateful to know that this center, VCSL, is surrounded by an ocean of love, literally. The beauty of the mist today and the beauty of spring opening is what is in our hearts. And may it be what we are to each other, opening our hearts and opening our eyes and placing a birthday crown on everyone and celebrating each life. Today is blessed, we are love. Thank you God, thank you everyone here. And thank you to the music today, Tina Meeks, the sound crew, the Prasad crew, to Susan Burrell who speaks today, and to our beloved Reverend Bonnie Rose. And knowing that today is perfect, whole, and complete, I simply say yes and release my prayer into the universal law of love. And together we say,
And so it is.
Amen.
Thank Thank you, Vicki. Appreciate that. So let's continue to breathe deeply and just allow ourselves to be still and know as we turn our attention to Reverend Susan Burrell. Here you go.
Good morning. I did come prepared, Kleenex. All right. This is called The Wide Continuum of Mothering by Amy Young. To those who gave birth this year to their first child, we celebrate you. To those who lost a child this year, we mourn with you. To those who are in the trenches with little ones every day and wear the badge of food stains, we appreciate you. To those who experienced loss through miscarriage, failed adoptions, or running away, we mourn with you. To those who walk the hard path of infertility, fraught with pokes, prods, tears, and disappointment, we walk with you. Forgive us when we say foolish things. We don't mean to make this harder than it is. To those who are foster moms, mentor moms, spiritual moms, we need you. To those who nurture animals, plants, or other beings, we include you. To those who have warm and close relationships with their children, we celebrate you. To those who have disappointment, heartache, and distance with their children, we sit with you. To those who lost their mothers, we grieve with you. To those who experienced abuse at the hand of your own mother, we acknowledge your experience. To those who lived through driving tests, medical tests, and the overall testing of motherhood, we are better for having you in our midst. To those who are single and long to be married and mothering your own children, we mourn that life has not turned out the way you longed for it to be. To those who step parent, we walk with you on these complex paths. To those who envision lavishly loving on grandchildren, yet that dream is not to be, we grieve with you. To those who will have an emptier nest in this upcoming year, we grieve and rejoice with you. To those who placed children up for adoption, we commend your selflessness and remember how you hold that child in your heart. And to those who are pregnant with new life, both expected and surprising, we anticipate with you. This Mother's Day, we walk with you. Mothering is not for the faint of heart, and we have real warriors in our midst. We remember you. Will all the mothers in the room please stand and feel the love that we send you? We thank you. We love you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Please be seated. Thank you, Reverend Susan. Let us breathe and let go and just allow ourselves to be here, trusting and knowing that Spirit has brought us here together today for divine appointment, to feel what needs to be felt, to be, to love, to be fully present to what is. And so in service of that, we'll sing the truth, the I am presence, the truth of the I am presence that abides in all earthly conditions. It is that seamless thread that runs through everything that we can see, feel, hear, taste, touch. It is that being that is all. It is that being that is us. And so let us acknowledge that I am presence, not only for ourselves as we sing, but for all beings everywhere, for all mothers, for everybody who had a mother, for everyone is a child of the divine. And together let us sing, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am From the love and the purity of spirit within us, let us breathe in deeply. And then exhale, gently opening our eyes as love, in love, and in service to what is, as it is. And so it is. And you may be seated.
Thank you. I'm like, I thought everybody was going to dress up for Mother's Day. Who knew? Honestly, everybody, I was thinking I wouldn't talk, but it's so hard not to talk when I see your beautiful faces. I want you to know that this song that I often sing is one that reminds me of my mother, so I dedicate it to her. And this morning when I came, we were rehearsing this song, and it just dawned on me that one of the reasons I love singing this song here is because of the way Chris Kimbler plays it. So much of who we are is a contribution from both female and male energies, and none of us would be mothers or have the benefit of having a mother if it were not for the men in our midst. Yeah. God bless you all. I come to the garden alone. the joy we share as we tarry there. None other has ever known. God speaks, and that sound of her voice is so sweet that the birds stop their singing, and the melody that she gave to me within my heart is ringing, and she walks with me, and she talks with me, and she tells me I am her very own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And God walks with me, and God talks with me, and God tells me I am God's very own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever, none other has ever, none other will ever, never know.
Oh my goodness. Whew. Hello. The two of you, that was so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Tina, I wish you could have the experience of sitting in the audience and singing at the same time, because I'm sitting over there and I'm hearing, and then I'm hearing, just beautiful. Thank you so much for spilling your heart all over us. Just so wonderful. So appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the name of the talk this morning is Somebody's Precious Child, knowing that every single person sitting in this sanctuary and beyond is somebody's precious child, whether you know it or not. Maybe you weren't told that you were precious when you were a child, but you are still somebody's precious child. Maybe you were told that you were somebody's precious child and you didn't believe it. You are still somebody's precious child. Right here, right now, no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, you are welcome into the fold of being somebody's precious child. Yes and amen. Okay. Okay. This is me, although I'm dressed in a man's suit and my hair is not quite the right color. This is me on my last trip to India, January 2023. This is actually the trip back from India. It was one of those trips from hell. I can say hell in church, it's in the Bible, isn't it? Yeah. It was right after COVID had completed somewhat, and a lot of the airlines were opening up again, and I got to the airport in India. I almost missed my flight because the lines were going out the door, and then I got on the plane, and it was a bumpy ride, Air India to Dubai. Dubai was a long holdover. We finally got on the plane after much duress, and then got to Paris, and in Paris, I had another long layover, and the plane was sitting right there. Right there. Nirvana was in our midst. I could see it. I could feel it. I was here and I wanted to be there. Well, hope came when they opened up a stairwell and told us to go downstairs. I thought, well, this is an interesting way to board a plane. Maybe that's how they do things in France, you know? No, they put us on a shuttle. They put us on a shuttle. Even though our plane was right there, they took us to another plane. On a shuttle. And the shuttle didn't leave right away. Now, I was dressed for India. I was in France in January. It was freezing cold, and then there was a baby crying. A little tiny baby. Now, I'm going to just change this slide so we don't have to be traumatized by that, okay? There was a little tiny baby crying at the top of her little voice. And I could see people getting a little antsy. I am fortunate in that I've flown a lot. I struggle with flying, and I always use travel now as a practice of meditation. So I was meditating, knowing that all was well. I had my eyes open, and I saw this woman approach the baby, and she was like, and I was like, don't hurt the baby. Don't say something mean to the baby. And this woman stopped, and everybody was watching her. And she said to this baby, "Oh, honey, you're saying what we all want to say." And the entire bus, those who understood it, I think everybody understood her body language when she said it, we all erupted in laughter. And she changed the scenario just with that simple, kind comment. She filled all of our buckets, didn't she? It was a beautiful thing. She saw that that baby was a divine child of God having a hard time, like all of us in grown-up clothes. We're also divine children of God having a hard time. She recognized this line from the Desiderata, "You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here." She recognized that this person, this little baby, was somebody's precious child. Our purpose today is to see all beings as somebody's precious child. And when we do, we start to see ourselves as somebody's precious child. Or if we see ourselves as somebody's precious child, whether it's a parent or a mentor or God itself, then we start to see all beings as somebody's precious child. This phrase, somebody's precious child, came from a gentleman named Ben Chapman. He has a company where they practice this thing called truly human leadership. Now, when Ben was in one of his earlier companies, he was in a standard company that did things the way that most companies do. It was about a $2 million company, and he was very happy with the results. But then he had epiphanies, 3 epiphanies. The first one was when he went to his job, and he was watching people in the break room. And the people in the break room were betting about a game, some type of sports game. I don't know, the Lakers, baseball team, the Lakers, right? Sorry. Sorry. The Lakers. And they were betting on it, and they were really excited. And then it was time to go to work, and all of the energy drained out of their bodies, and they went to their cubicles, and they worked. And Ben said, well, that doesn't seem right somehow. What if people could have fun at their jobs? The next thing that he encountered was church. He went to the church where he said his spiritual mentor inspired him, and the service and the community inspired him for an hour, for a whole hour. But when he left the church, he said, wow, this church has people for 1 hour, whereas in my workplace, we have them for 40. What if we could be inspiring at work too and send people home feeling fulfilled? And then the next thing that happened was that he went to a wedding. He went to a wedding of some beloved friends, and he watched the people looking at the couple, and most especially he watched the parents looking at the couple. And he said, this couple, each of them is somebody's precious child. Everyone is somebody's precious child, Ben Chapman. And so he started applying these principles, particularly the one about everybody is somebody's precious child. He said, yes, we have somebody sitting in the receptionist's seat, but she is somebody's precious child. We have somebody who's doing sales. They are somebody's precious child. We have somebody else who's an engineer. He is somebody's precious child. And isn't that true here in this room? Isn't Tina somebody's precious child? Chris, the people in the front row, the people in the back row, the people in the balcony, all of us are somebody's precious child. We affirm to others, you are somebody's precious child. Now, when I learned about this term, I was on a global phone call, and somebody said, yeah, I have trouble with that when people are not very nice on the road, when people are driving poorly. And when I teach classes, that comes up so much. I ask people, who gets on your nerves, right? Who irks you? And they say, well, I get really pretty irked, pretty angry when I'm driving. Now, that doesn't happen to me because I think I'm the one that people get angry at, because there's that. Not that I'm so holy, it's just that I'm not a great driver, and I drive the speed limit, which is problematic for some folks, I've noticed. Anyway, this person was saying he's going to start affirming you are somebody's precious child to the person that stops suddenly, to the person that cuts them off in traffic, to the person that is greedy with spaciousness, to the person that is driving too fast or too slow. You are somebody's precious child. And I haven't gotten back to him, but I suspect that affirming that for somebody turns that kind of driver who looks angry into this kind of driver. We can practice this affirmation, you are somebody's precious child, with our loved ones, with our families, with our children, with our parents, with our siblings, with our friends. We can practice this affirmation with strangers. Oh my goodness, I've been doing this since I've been thinking about this talk. I've been doing it when I'm going in the grocery store, or getting water at the water store, or going to the post office. You are somebody's precious child. We can affirm it with ourselves. We know, I am somebody's precious child. And we can affirm it with the annoying ones. Show of pinkies. Does anybody have an annoying one in your life? Maybe one or two? Yeah, okay. I didn't even look. Oh, some people raised their whole hand. Okay, good. So we affirm that with the annoying ones. What about problem children? The annoying ones are our problem children. I suspect that we're not supposed to call people problem children anymore. I think that's not what we do anymore, right? Probably. But I'm going to redefine problem for us, because I'm not really necessarily talking about problem children that are outside of us. I'm talking about our inner problem children, the part of us that is judging, the part of us that we don't feel good about, the part of us that feels shameful, the part of us that feels guilty, the part of us that feels unhealthy guilt, I should say, the part of us that feels unhealthy. All of those we might call problem children. You look happy. Stop it. The part of us that is afraid, that can't be happiness about anything because something bad might happen, that other shoe might drop, thinking that that shoe is filled with odor eaters, and it's not. What if the other shoe is filled with champagne and chocolate, right? We may have problem children in our family. We may have problem children in strangers. We may have problem children in the self, as I just mentioned. Sorry, Dot. And we may have problems. That thing that we're calling problems may be a problem child unto us. We think it's a problem, but maybe it's something else. In The Finished Kingdom, our featured book for this month, the author, Lillian DeWaters, says that we are here to cast out demons, to heal the sick, to cast out demons, to raise the dead, and to something else. Never mind. Preach the gospel. There you go. All of those things. Very old-time religion. It's pretty cool. I like reinventing old-time religion. She said, in the class that I'm taking, she says that casting out demons is not calling anybody a demon, that it means we can cast out our passions. Now, some people say, I don't want to cast out my passion. I like being passionate. But passion in this sense means that which we are suffering over, our problems, our attachments. We cast out our attachments. We cast out our suffering. Passion is another word for suffering, like the Passion of the Christ, right? We cast out our suffering, and we cast out by letting in. What? Is that a paradox? Yes. The answer is yes. That is a paradox. I've been listening to this book by Peter Russell, who was at one time the head of Science and Non-Duality, and Peter is saying in his book that it seems hard to say we need to let go, that we need to stop clinging, that we need to let go. He suggests instead that we think of it as letting in. We allow what is to be, we observe it with compassion, and then it naturally tends to float away from us. Very similar to another practice I've done here and I've spoken about in the past, the Sedona method, where we welcome what is. And in welcoming it, we stop resisting it, and then we let it go. Now, this does not mean having poor boundaries. It means looking at our reactivity around things and recognizing that there is a bigger picture. But if we're clinging to that which we are pushing away, again, another paradox, we will not be able to receive the bigger picture. The universe is unfolding exactly as it should. And one way to help us receive that bigger picture, the gift in a problem, last week we talked about looking up. Look up. If we consider a problem and we gently raise our eyes just slightly, about 45 degrees, raising our chin up, we don't want them rolled back, we just want them like this. Raise our eyes up. We're looking up, we're breathing, and then in that place of looking up and breathing, we ask, what is the gift? What is the gift? And then we allow the gift, or love, to bear fruit, again, in its own time. If we're struggling with not getting a gift, we say, what is the gift in not receiving a gift? We're exactly where we are and allowing it to be by letting it in and then transforming it by looking up and saying, what is the gift? And then allowing it to bear fruit in its own time, in its way. Now, one of the things that this does for us is it allows us to be the screen. Be the screen means be the observer. And the reason I'm calling it be the screen is that many non-dual teachers talk about how reality is like a movie screen, right? And we're always projecting images onto it. There's always, in the movies, there's always images being projected onto it. And some of them are violent, and some of them are distressing, and some of them are sad, and some of them are happy, but the screen remains aware and unaffected. The screen remains aware and stretched in smiling repose, able to hold whatever happens and still be its presence, still be the screen, still be the I am. And so, one of the ways I like to think about this is to consider Singing in the Rain. All of that water in that movie, raining on poor Gene Kelly. Well, he doesn't look really poor, he looks pretty happy, but anyway, raining on Gene Kelly, and the screen doesn't get wet. Can you imagine? The screen doesn't get wet. So what if other people's angst is raining upon us, or other people's problems, or other people's concerns, or our own separate self's problems or concerns or angst? There is a part within us that does not get wet, that is aware and unaffected, meaning not going on a rampage, but just knowing that there is a higher calling to what is happening now, and we look up and we ask, what is the gift? Lillian DeWaters says, wait not until you have reached the heights of well-being to shout victory, but shout victory and freedom as you are looking upward and before the demonstration is yet manifested. Know that it is already done in spirit, and that our job is to receive that which already is, that good which already is. And sometimes it comes in surprising packages. Sometimes it comes in packages that cause us to work a little, not harder, but a little deeper. That's a toad wearing a crown. I'll explain why in a moment. One of the ways that I tend to cope with challenges, with problems, or what we call problems, is to, again, look up and ask, what is the gift? And I've been doing this for years. I did it all through COVID. And surprisingly, as we do that, we start to fall in love with our problems. We don't necessarily worship them, but we say, oh my goodness, this is here for me. This is here to deepen me. This is here to enlighten me further as to the wonders of spirit that are expressing in every single aspect of my life. And the toad is from Shakespeare, that it happens to be a Shakespearean toad. Sweet are the uses of adversity, meaning our problems are sweet, they are dear. They are like, sweet are the uses of adversity. See, now I can't remember the stupid line. What is it? For like a toad, ugly and venomous, like the toad, ugly and venomous, the adversity wears yet a precious jewel upon its head. Our problems are secret gifts in disguise. So what would change for you if you started looking at your problems as precious gifts in disguise? When you start, you may not be, oh yeah, I have a problem, yippee. I wanted a sweater for Mother's Day, but I got a problem, It might not be like that. What if it is a precious gift in disguise, and your job is to relax and allow the gift in? I just said I use this practice in COVID and other big things that happen in life, but I've been using it a lot lately just as I'm going about my business. And one of the things in terms of receiving precious gifts is to notice when the gifts come in small and surprising packages. I was at the water store yesterday, and there was this young man. He was probably about 13 or 14, and he was helping his mom get, those big bottles of water. And he was wearing a T-shirt, and I was kind of trying to look at the T-shirt because I thought it said something I wanted to read. A quote from Seinfeld, so wanted to see that. But anyway, I didn't want to approach him and bother what they were doing, so I left the store with my cart, and I started to load the big, heavy bottles into my car, and all of a sudden, I heard this voice behind me, and he said, "Ma'am, do you need help?" That's so sweet. This teenage, preteen, whatever he was, young man, where I wasn't even asking for help, the gift was given. And so I think that as we start to look up, ask, what is the gift? And then be willing to receive it in Spirit's time and develop our skills to see the gift as it comes to us in small and surprising and wonderful ways. And knowing that all of the gifts that we receive are connected, that this thing that helped me way back here, this thing that seemed like a problem way back here was actually Spirit preparing me for something that is happening here right now. Then our lives change, and we start to live in the flow. We become the screen, the vast screen of truth, the screen of reality that is stretched in smiling repose in all things. Again, casting out demons or casting out our problems doesn't mean that nothing uncomfortable will ever come up. It just means that we have a different approach to our problems, to what we call problems, right? I call them toads now because I like animals. So I call my problems toad. Oh boy, here's another toad to play with. Yay! Feel free to use that if you like. Okay. Problems are precious gifts that inspire us to look up and receive the gift. Okay, one more story. Next Thursday, I'm going to Alaska. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to speak at a church up there and to do a book signing and also to teach a seminar. And some of you may remember that the news about Alaska Airlines recently has not been the happiest. I mentioned that I had struggles with flying in the past. I intend to go and meditate, but just in case you're not up on what the news was that I think either one or two Alaska Airlines were flying around minding their own business and the door got sucked out. So there's like a huge window where, like a door-sized window where people don't want it to be. And this one kid, I was listening to a podcast about it because, I'm a glutton for punishment evidently, but I was listening to this one podcast about it, and this one person said that there was a 9-year-old kid sitting near the door and his shirt got sucked right off of his body. Now you know where I went with that. I went to my mother. And you know what mothers say? Make sure you put on clean underwear, dear. Not only will I make sure that I put on clean underwear, I will also make sure that in all of the challenges of traveling, or whatever I encounter in life, whatever we encounter in life, there is always the beautiful option of spiritual practice. And right now, the practice that we're focusing on is the practice of looking up, asking, what is the gift, and allowing it to manifest in its own sacred time, and then receiving the gift with grace and wonder and say, wow, this is kind of amazing, isn't it? I am amazing. I am a divine child of God. I am somebody's precious child. So let us practice the truth together right now, knowing that everything is a chance to practice. Please read with me. Here we go. I am love's precious child. You are love's precious child. Everyone is love's precious child. Happy Mother's Day. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, here we go. All right, let us pray. Let us breathe in and breathe out and feel that precious nature of existence that flows through us, that lives and moves and has its perfect being in all things. That place that is like the screen, the blank screen that can hold anything. I know that I am that. You are that. We are that. We are that essence of divine power, divine love, divine grace, divine wholeness. We are eternal life. We are eternal being. We are joy. We are all of that and so much more. And so with this heart of fullness and emptiness, we absolutely know that we are filled to the brim with grace and knowing and empty of attachment and clinging to what we think needs to be. In this place of spaciousness, we receive the gift and we allow it to inform us. We trust that there is a higher power, a higher wisdom, a higher love that guides us every step of this journey here on the planet Earth. And so we rest in that and allow it to transform us, and we allow it to transform our lives from the inside out. We bless this teaching. We bless other people. We give thanks for it. We give thanks for transformation. We bless all paths to God. Churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, fundamentalists, atheists, agnostics. We bless all of them, for everyone is a blessing in some way. Everyone is a gift. And with a heart filled with blessedness, we say, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, love. And we release these words into the divine mystery. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste. You're Lonnie today, right? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay.
How exciting. Now what?
You know what?
So, is it up there yet? Not yet? Hi, happy Mother's Day. I love surprises.
Sorry, Vern.
And here we are. Okay, so we've been talking, and we're going to do it a little differently. Instead of you repeating after me,
We're going to read
Still
it
waiting.
together. Yes.
thank you. There it
Yeah.
is. Okay. So, together we will say, we trust in spirit.
Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer this gift. It is an outer expression of
our inner abundance and compassion.
Our gift blesses many and returns to us multiplied in miraculous ways, so that we may give again. And so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bernie.
You
Appreciate
bet.
it. Let's hear from Tina. Okay. Thank you.
I don't hear me. There we are. I brought a little gift, something, if you all interested, I have an R&B, rhythm and blues CD that I recently finished, but nobody sells or uses CDs anymore. And I thought, well, maybe if I put something on a thumb drive. But for those of you who stream, just tell Alexa to play Tina Meeks, and it'll come up. But if you want to see it, I can show you. I didn't bring a lot of them today, but I wanted you to know. But I have a song about mama. How many are mamas in here? I am too, and that's kind of why I was inspired to do it. And so we're going to let you hear a little taste of it today. my first time performing this one, by the way, just
Okay.
so you know. Got a lot of firsts here. My first Mother's Day was here. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now feel free to go do whenever you want, because it's going to be all through the song, right? It's just a nice little groove. All day. Well, mama gotta wake up and put on her makeup in the morning. She gotta work it, she maybe reserve it, so she can afford it. Oh, the babies cry. Well, she gotta feed them. Yes. All the warning signs, she gotta heed them. Yes. Mama gotta do what a mama gotta do. Yes, we do. Mama gotta do what a mama gotta do. Oh, what a mama gotta do. Yeah. Oh, mama gotta do what every mama's gotta do. Hey, well, on a Friday, mama's driving on the freeway, and all the people getting ready for Saturday. Hear the choir sing on Sunday. Hear those bells ring on Monday. Yeah. Mama gotta do what a mama gotta do. You mamas gotta do. Hey, hey, mama gotta do what a mama gotta do. Yeah. Hey, mama gotta do. Come on, mamas, I see ya. Wave of hands. We just do it because we gotta do it, right? Yeah. What a blessing it is to be a mother. Yes. I imagine myself riding on the freeway listening to this song. Mama gotta do what a mama gotta do. Hey, oh, 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 mama gotta do. Hey, what a mama gotta do. So happy to be a mom. Thank you.
So we have to figure out how to get Alexa in our car so we can. Luckily, I have a 19-year-old, so he can explain it to me later. He's up there like, no, Mom, no, no. So, everybody, we have practitioners here. They have white stoles. Would the practitioners like to stand up, please? Look at these beautiful faces. So if you would like prayer after service, several of our practitioners will be down here in the front. If you want to pray about celebrating something or questions about the something came up, if something's been stirred up, there are wonderful ways to anchor into spiritual truths. We're going to close the service today with our affirmation, so we're going to read this together. We are love. We share love. We serve love in every part of our lives. Thank you for our lives, and so it is. So it is. Namaste, everybody.